quite a tedious session, but definitely I think sir will make it up in a very informative as well as in a dynamic way. So before I introduce, let me take up privilege in introducing our professor to the audience. Throughout Lanka. Start. Perfect.
Now I would like to call upon our next invited speaker, Dr. Kurian Joseph, an environmental engineer and a current professor at Center of Environmental Studies and the director of Center for Climate Change and Disaster Management at Anna University, Chennai, India. He received his B.Tech degree in civil engineering and from the University of Calicut M.Tech in Environmental Engineering from the University of Kerala, and PhD in Environmental Engineering from Anna University. The main areas of his interest includes climate vulnerability and risk assessment, municipal solid waste management, cleaner production, industrial and hazardous waste treatment, environmental economics, and environmental impact assessment. He started his professional career as a project engineer in Chennai based Indo-Italian consultancy company in the field of wastewater treatment. He offers environmental engineering and management related courses to postgraduate and graduate programs of Anna University and is actively involved in a number of consultancy work. He is currently responsible for operationalization of Climate Studio at CCCDM, Anna University, supported by Department of Environmental and Climate Change to provide sector-specific climate vulnerability assessment and adaptation plan for Tamil Nadu. He is an organized a number of training programs and seminars for the benefit of practicing engineer and professionals. He is a life member of five professional associations in the country, author of several technical papers, and a consultant on environmental matter. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Okay, ma. Thank you. So, at the outset, I thank Institution of Engineers, Tamil Nadu Center for this opportunity. In fact, I'm also a passive member of Institution of Engineers. I hope you are aware that Institution of Engineers has got different divisions. So I'm a member of the Public Health Engineering or Environmental Engineering division of the Institution of Engineers. And you all should be proud that you are all part of it. Okay. And it has celebrated 100 years. That is what the thing. Okay. And as engineers, we are solution providers. That is what the engineers should be proud of. Now, one of the key problem that the world is facing is climate change. Okay. So, how as engineers we could provide solution to the climate change? And in that context, how this hydrogen will play a role. So that is how we need to connect. So in my talk, first part, I will focus on this climate part. Okay, whether you will work on hydrogen or not, we need to live with the changing climate. So I'll take some time on that part, especially climate compatible growth. Then we will try to connect it with hydrogen. Okay. Of course, our keynote speaker has already said there are different colors for hydrogen. So my focus will be on the green color hydrogen, green hydrogen, of course. Okay. But here we are focusing on biohydrogen. So I'll try to connect both this biohydrogen as well as green hydrogen. So coming to the first part, which is climate compatible growth. What does it mean and why is it important? What is the importance of climate? It's an afternoon session, so we need to interact. Okay. So, what is climate? Climate. You should respond, then only things will proceed. Climate and weather, is it same or different? Different. Huh? Correct. So what is the difference?
The climate is a long-term cause.
Okay, excellent. So climate is long term. How long? How long?
3 to 4 months.
Huh? 3 to 4 months. Okay. Others. Let's make it interactive so that 3 to 4 months average the climate and friends. You all agree? Have a response? Yes, no. Yes, no. யாருமே கிளைமேட்டை பற்றி கேட்காத மாதிரி இருக்கிறீங்க. Day in and out, every day we talk about climate change. But still, it seems people are not aware what is climate change, and what is the need for. It's not 3 to 4 months, okay? Because time is short, so I'll answer. But I want your response. You're talking about average weather conditions of the whole world for 30 years. Okay, 30 years in average. Now, 30 years, next 30 years average, there is a change in different characteristics of the weather. And when we talk about weather, which is a parameter, which normally we are concerned. Temperature around. So look at students. Lunch was so heavy that you couldn't open your mouth. Temperature. Next. Rainfall. Yeah. Rainfall, temperature, solar radiation. So like that, scientists get to know this weather itself is described in terms of about 60 parameters. But the core parameter is temperature. Okay. And because of the comfortable temperature on this planet, we have life here. Yeah. நமக்கு தெரிஞ்ச வேற எங்கேயாவது லைஃப் இருக்கா? We are searching, is there life on somewhere else? But to our knowledge, life is there only on this planet, correct? And the reason is we have the right temperature, the average temperature for life to exist. Of course, in the beginning of this planet, here also conditions were not as what is today. It was very hot, some period it was very cold, but then it settled to a temperature where life can emerge, evolve, and finally it has come to Homo sapiens. And as Homo sapiens also, millions of years we lived without much of disturbance. But in the last 200 years, we were very active, especially engineers are also responsible. The science, technology, and its development. Now, it is making a question whether we will be able to survive. Because of our development, this temperature is increasing. எவ்வளவு இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிருக்க தெரியுமா? Anybody? தெரிஞ்சா சொல்லுங்க. 2.5 சொல்றாங்க மேடம், 2 டிகிரின்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஓகே, 2.5 or 2, it is based on what reference? எப்போ இருந்தா 2.5 டிகிரி சேஞ்சா இருக்க? 1.5. ஓகே, 1.5 கூட ஆகல. 1.5 தான் நம்ம டார்கெட். 1.3 ஆல்ரெடி இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிருக்கு. கீப்பிங் ப்ரீ இண்டஸ்ட்ரியலைசேஷன் ஆஃப் த பேஸ். ப்ரீ இண்டஸ்ட்ரியலைசேஷன் தான் 1850 வரைக்கும் ஆவரேஜ் டெம்பரேச்சர் ஓரளவுக்கு சேமா தான் இருந்துச்சு. பட் 1850 onwards, that is where our industrialization and fast growth and development started. Then from then onwards, the temperature slowly started increasing, but now it is increasing faster because initially the Mother Earth also had capacity, buffering capacity. Okay, and the buffering capacity now if you release greenhouse gases, that increases the temperature. Now these greenhouse gases are good or bad? It affects greenhouse gases are good. Because of greenhouse gases only, our Mother Earth could have the temperature where life can evolve. But anything which is good, if it is more, then it is bad. Okay. So greenhouse gas is like a blanket which is retaining the heat of the sun. Okay. But instead of putting one blanket, if we put two blanket, three blanket, what will happen? It becomes hotter. That is what I think it was already said. In 1850, the main greenhouse gas, that is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide concentration was about 270 ppm. Now it has become 430 ppm. And every year it is increasing by about 3 ppm. Okay, ppm now parts per million. The concentration is very low, but still this is enough to heat up our planet. And already 1.3 degree heat up at 1.3 degree. At this rate, if we go, it will reach 4.5 or 5 or even 6 degree by 2100. I hope most of you will be here to see 2100, except few of the senior people. Correct? Huh? Yes? So, will you be able to survive if the temperature increases by 4 degree? What do you think? 4 degree increase, increase or adjust பண்ணி balance பண்ணி போலாமா? Science says it is too dangerous. But if it is difficult for you to digest, you can easily understand, connect it with your body temperature. Ellarko average body temperature same or different? Average body temperature of humans same or different? Same. If it increases by 1 degree, what we call fever. Okay, 1 degree ஓரளவுக்கு manage பண்ணுவீங்க இல்லையா? Even with 1 degree fever, you would have been coming for this seminar. Or வீட்டில் படுத்துருவீங்களா? 1 degree மாத்திரை போட்டோம்னா okay, we can balance. Okay, now Mother Earth is in 1.3 degree fever, but it is managing somehow. So it is showing symptoms of the fever in different shocks. Okay, intense rainfall, cyclones, droughts, floods. These are the symptoms of this fever our Mother Earth is facing. 2 degree fever. எங்க இருப்பீங்க? பெட்ல தான் இல்லையா? 3 டிகிரி கண்டிப்பா ஐசியூ இல்லையா? கோவிட் பீரியட்ல we have experienced. 4 டிகிரி ஐசியூ தாண்டி மோர்ச்சரியில தான் சங்குத வேண்டியதுதான். So this is the situation. Our Mother Earth is also a living being. Okay, it's not a dead thing. Okay, so it also will adjust. But luckily, our Mother Earth has survived all these temperatures because initially it was very hot. It has faced very cold conditions. So Mother Earth will survive, but life forms may not survive. So we need to be careful. Okay, that is what this climate change. And for that, there is already collective action and target. That's the global action. Anybody? நீங்க பேசினால லைவ் வந்து எனக்கு தெரியும். Paris Agreement, கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கா? How many of you have heard Paris Agreement? கை தூக்குங்க. அது கூட ஒருத்தர் 2 பேர் தான் நல்லா தூக்குங்க. நல்லா சாப்பிட்டாச்சு இல்லையா? Paris Agreement. Okay. 2015 the world countries, எத்தனை countries இருக்கு உலகத்துல? Roughly 193 countries have agreed that we should collectively take actions to see that this global warming needs to be controlled at 2 degrees, ideally 1.5. 1.5 ideal, but 1.5 is doubtful. But at least if we act fast, we can contain this fever in 2 degrees, which means with minimum disasters we'll be able to live. See, past few years, if you look, we are facing different disasters. Correct? What type of disasters? Flood, drought. Most of the disasters, almost 75% of disasters, recent Wayanad also, isn't it? There was a disaster. What is the cause? What is the cause of Wayanad? Intense rainfall, landslide, but landslide cause is continuous intense rainfall. Okay. This intense rainfall is a climate extremity which is caused by this climate change. So we are taking efforts to control this. Now, this kind of efforts that we take, we have to see that we are also able to meet our dreams regarding growth. Should we grow, or shall we stop the growth and then take care of climate? Our Tamil Nadu government is having a growth dream. What is the growth dream of our Tamil Nadu government? $1 trillion by 2030. So, economic growth we needs to have, because still there are at least 25% of our society which is facing shortage in terms of several basic needs. So which means energy demand has to increase on different grounds, and we have 17 goals in which we want actions. Sustainable development goals. So that is another agreement. So we have 3 frameworks. One, sustainable development. 17 goals, we need to have development. We need to have growth. But if we grow in the way currently the growth is taking place, then climate change will hit us. So we need to have a climate compatible growth. So which means there should be growth, but the growth should be in such a way that greenhouse gas emissions are not increasing. It should reduce. This is what is called mitigation. We need to have mitigation of greenhouse gases when we take the path of growth. But that's a collective. எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்துதான் பண்ணணும். ஒருத்தர் பண்ணினாலும் benefit எல்லாருக்கும் கிடைக்கும். Okay, so that's a bit trickiest thing. Okay, because the greenhouse gas emissions are not the same by different countries, different people. So, but we are taking steps. So which means we need to move to clean forms of energy. And hydrogen is considered as one of the cleanest form of energy. Why it is considered as clean? Because hydrogen, if we burn, then what we get? Water. Okay. Whereas our current forms of energy is based on carbon. If we burn, it produces carbon dioxide. That is why we are focusing on hydrogen. So, what are the other forms of clean energy? Hydrogen mattumda clean, solar energy, okay, wind energy. Now, these two energy, which we call as the renewable energy, has got limitation. What is the biggest limitation of wind energy and solar energy? Now, efficiency means what? Solar panel efficiency. It is not available continuously. Daytime the solar energy கிடைக்கும். அதுவும் யூனிஃபார்மா கிடைக்காது. டே ஃபுல்லா சேம் இன்டென்சிட்டி கிடைக்குமா? கிடைக்காது. So it varies. So variable and part of the time it's not available. Wind also same. Throughout the year, wind is not there. Okay. Maybe சில இடத்துல 8 months. Okay. சில இடத்துல 6 months. And also it is not available uniformly across the world. Of course, we are lucky that we are in the equator region, so we are blessed with good solar. And in India, there are only 2 states which are blessed with good wind. Which are the 2? One is Gujarat, another is Tamil Nadu. So, Tamil Nadu is blessed with this solar energy and wind energy. In fact, our energy source, if you look at, almost 50% is coming from renewable energy. Okay, but our target is for the country to become net zero by 2070, which means from all our activities, we should take steps to minimize the emission of greenhouse gases. And whatever we can't minimize, we should capture. So how to capture carbon dioxide? There is a natural solution, that is trees, planting trees. But trees plant land வேணும். So there is always a competition for land. If we need food, we need land. If you need solar, we need land. If you need windmill, you need land. Okay, so land is not growing. So within the available land, how we will develop a sustainable energy system is the challenge, especially for young engineers. Okay, and in this, one of the key challenges is how do we store energy? Okay, solar energy, wind energy, daytime நிறைய இருக்கு, but nightல தான் demand ஜாஸ்தி. கரெக்டா? So demand ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கிற டைம்ல எனர்ஜி இல்ல. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணணும்? Storage பண்ணணும். So how to store the energy demand is a challenge for which now scientists are working. Now hydrogen is one of the ways by which we can store energy. Which means we can use renewable energy to produce hydrogen, then you store the hydrogen in tanks or in vessels or in fuel cells, and once we store, we can transport it. Understood? So that is one of the connections. So, and also, if we shift from conventional energy to electrical energy, the different places where we are using conventional energy, we need to convert to electricity. For example, now vehicles, we are shifting to e-vehicles. எல்லா வெஹிக்கிளும் e-vehicle மாற்ற முடியுமா? 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler, buses இது வரைக்கும் வந்தாச்சு. Now we also have other modes of transport. இல்லையா? Which are other modes? Of course, trains already electricity வந்தாச்சு. But trucks, ships, aeroplane, இதெல்லாம் electricity ஓட்ட முடியாது. So for such heavy transport also, you need to have methods of storage of energy other than fossil fuel. So there also this hydrogen is considered as one of the potential source. Then there is another big demand for nitrogen, which is very much required and which we are using also. Terima, other than this, where we are using hydrogen. Anybody? Rocket fuel. சாதாரணமா யூஸ் பண்ணோம்னு சொல்லுங்க. அமோனியா கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கா? யூரியா கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கா? What is that? Fertilizer. Okay. So ammonia is NH3, nitrogen plus hydrogen, isn't it? So for that also we require. Okay. So there are different applications of hydrogen already existing, and there are more applications of hydrogen in the future. So that is why we are looking at hydrogen. In this seminar, we are looking at hydrogen from waste, organic waste. But the world is looking at hydrogen from different sources, especially green hydrogen. Now, how we can produce hydrogen from water using renewable energy. That is what now leading. So in my presentation, I'll focus on that. So climate compatible growth, you have to keep in mind. In whatever you do, you need to balance three things. Okay. One is development. Development. What is the main aim of development? Poverty has to be addressed. Livelihood needs to be created. Okay. Food system needs to be developed. Health needs to be improved. Education system. So like that, we have 17 sustainable development goals. In that, one goal is climate action. Okay. So this climate action, you should link with all the goals. And when you are doing that, then that becomes climate compatible growth. And when you do that means there are two things. One, mitigate. But at the same time, we should also get ready to face the problem. Problem means the fever and the impacts of fever. That starts with water sector, agricultural sector, coastal sector, cities. Cities, what is the main impact other than flood and drought? Urban heat island. Urban areas are hotter than rural areas. Why? Because we don't have much green cover and we have surfaces which captures and retains heat. Our roofs, our roads. Okay. So we have more impacts because of this temperature rise. Of course, AC bottle but AC bottle na pressure increase unless we switch over to green sources of energy. So at our Center for Climate Change and Disaster Management, we focus on these two, primarily on adaptation, how our systems will get impacted as a result of this climate change, and we are giving advisory to the state government to make policies and actions so that we all will be able to survive. So we work on different areas. If you are interested, please visit our website. But in this presentation, I'll just focus on one area where we are connecting with mitigation. We have a UK government supported program. Okay, it's called Climate Compatible Growth. So Climate Compatible Growth is one program which the UK government is supporting, where there are about 10 UK universities which are part. So there's a consortium of universities that is funded by the UK government to conduct research and to develop knowledge and to disseminate knowledge related to just energy transition, the clean energy transition, especially in developing countries. So they have this done UK universities, okay, as key partners, and they work in 6 countries, and one country is in India. And in India, we are the national partner. Okay, so we have 3 special interest groups. One group focuses on sustainable energy transition, and in that group, we also would like to take up work focusing on different aspects of sustainable energy transition. One is this green hydrogen. We also have 2 more groups. One is circular economy, and another is climate resilient cities. So, you people who are interested in this and you have some good research ideas and looking for support, we can help you, because this program provides 2 kinds of research opportunities. Okay. Southern Partnership Fund, SPF, ஒரு ஸ்கீம் இருக்கும். அப்புறம் Flexible Research Fund, FRF. So only thing, you need to look at the website of this program. CCG, you'll get the website. And the website, these different universities, professors, profile இருக்கும். So the professors நீங்க கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணி உங்க ஐடியா அவங்களோட ஷேர் பண்ணி அவங்களுக்கும் கன்வின்சிங் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா joined, we can develop proposals. Our role is to facilitate. Okay, if you have some idea, you want to know which professor or who will be able to partner, we can help and facilitate. If anybody is interested, please contact us. Now, this CCG program is already there for past 5 years. So if you look at their website, past 5 years, what kind of research and activities we have done, and different partners, what they are doing, all these things are available. And mainly the focus is to provide evidence-based policy support, so that the country make the right policies. So there are different verticals and horizontals. Okay, horizontals are the research communities, and the verticals are the solution initiatives. And one of the solution initiative is green hydrogen. That is how this gets connected with the theme of our seminar. And as we know, already it would have been told many times that hydrogen can be produced mainly in 2 routes. Which are the 2 routes? Physicochemical route and the biochemical route. And in each of these routes, also there are sub-routes. For example, biochemical route is what is the focus of this seminar. There itself, there are 4 sub-routes. Dark fermentation சொல்லுவாங்க, biophotolysis சொல்லுவாங்க, அப்புறம் photo fermentation, integration of both dark fermentation and photo fermentation. Similarly, physicochemical also, there are different routes. But in physicochemical, except the last route, in all other routes, the base material is hydrocarbon, fossil fuel. Okay, so if we use the fossil fuel and produce hydrogen, still the problem of greenhouse gases we are not solving. Because same issues there with organic waste also. Organic waste carbon irukalla, carbon irukka. Ethanol we are talking, it contains carbon, correct? So instead of burning fossil fuel, now we are saying we can use ethanol. What's the difference? Dieselக்கும் ethanolக்கும் both are fuel. If you burn, both will emit carbon dioxide. Is there any difference? Low carbon. Same carbon, the same carbon dioxide varum. But carbon, there is a difference. Anybody? Ethanol, we say it is carbon neutral because ethanol comes from where? Waste or plants or biomass. How this biomass is created? Biomass, how it is produced? Our food is rice. That is carbon. From where the carbon has come? Okay. As young engineers, we should be able to see the connections. Okay. Don't just go by what is told in the books. Okay. First thing is ability to see the connection. So how the carbon in the biomass comes? It is the carbon dioxide in the nature which is fixed by the plant. Correct? So from that, if we produce the fuel, again burn, it's a kind of a cycling. Whereas the carbon in petrol or carbon in coal, again, it is coming from the crust of the earth. Okay. And that will be released to the atmosphere, the concentration will increase. Whereas ethanol, it is the carbon dioxide from the nature, the natural way we are fixing, then we are circulating. So there's a difference. Understood? So I hope these basic things are clear. So once that is clear, then coming to this biohydrogen. Biohydrogen from waste, that is the theme. That is okay. But globally, biohydrogen or ethanol production, globally it is happening. It's not that we need to start from scratch. But people are using food materials as the base. If you produce ethanol from food material, what will be the problem? Food security. See, so food items, first of all, we should not waste food. Okay. So, food-based materials, if we develop technology or use it to develop ethanol or biohydrogen, then that is not a sustainable solution. But of course, we have a lot of waste. Chennai itself generates almost 6,000 tons of waste every day. I mean, ethanol how easier produce பண்ண முடியுமா? Sir, what are the challenges? First of all, the 6,000 tons waste fully is not biodegradable. Okay, almost 40% are biodegradable. Then எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 2,500 tons இருக்கு. But out of this 2,500 tons biodegradable, அதெல்லாம் ஒரே மாதிரி biodegradable இல்ல. நம்ம எல்லாம் லஞ்ச் சாப்பிட்டாச்சு, you produced waste இல்லையா? What is the main type of waste which you all generated, which all of us generated? Plates. Plateல வந்து ரைஸ் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க. Both are biodegradable. But are they equally biodegradable? எது ஃபாஸ்டா டிகிரேட் பண்ணுவாங்க? ரைஸ் ஃபாஸ்டா டிகிரேட் ஆகும். Plate it will take time. Both are biodegradable. But the same way, you can't look at all the biodegradable things. Because somebody was talking about Coimbatore. Coimbatore என்ன இருக்க? Vegetable market இருக்க. எவ்வளவு waste they are generating? தெரியுமா? 150 tons of waste on an average. But there is a biomethylation plant with a capacity of 30 tons. And we are struggling to feed this 30 tons digester. Though the market is generating 150 tons, the digester is suitable on 30 tons waste, we are not able to segregate. So there is an issue. So where you can generate waste in bulk, there are some industries, especially our sugar industry, waste வருது இல்லையா? Of course, waste from sugar industry is used to produce another material, which is that alcohol. அது ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணும்போது திருப்பி வேஸ்ட் வருது. ஓகே, that we can use. அந்த மாதிரி waste streams we can use. So there is a potential. But globally, the different methods of hydrogen production still has to evolve because the efficiency is still very low. So there is one challenge. That is why people have moved to this green hydrogen. Green hydrogen means producing hydrogen from water. Water is hydrogen எப்படி produce பண்ண முடியும்? Water is H2O. So you split it, okay, through electrolysis process. And for that splitting, you require energy. And if we use that energy from renewable sources, means solar energy or wind energy, and then split, such hydrogen is called green hydrogen. But as of now, green hydrogen commercial level ku vandachu, but bulk of the commercial production is still happening from hydrocarbon sources. Okay, so that is why we have blue hydrogen, turquoise hydrogen, gray hydrogen, depending upon the process. For example, gray hydrogen, there is no carbon dioxide capture. Hydrocarbon hydrogen produce பண்ணிட்டு தான் யூரியா எல்லாம் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்றாங்க. Okay, but in that carbon dioxide is released, so it is called gray hydrogen. Carbon dioxide released now, that is contributing to global warming. So, but there are also technologies by which this carbon dioxide can be captured. That is called carbon capture and storage system. So if the conventional steam reforming method, if you combine with carbon capture and storage, then it comes down one level. That is blue hydrogen. Okay, but carbon dioxide emission illama, if you can produce hydrogen, then that is called green hydrogen. So green hydrogen from large focus it is happening. Of course, hydrogen can be used in different applications. Already we are using in different areas. That is the traditional areas. But in future, there will be many other areas, especially as energy carrier, energy storage, and also energy as fuel in different applications. Future now, it's not very long far. Near future, this will be happening in the world. Okay, so there is a lot of potential if you work related to hydrogen. Now, hydrogen can be used as pure hydrogen or as different variety derivatives, as green ammonia. If you produce green hydrogen and then combine it with nitrogen and form ammonia, then that is what we call green ammonia. If you convert that hydrogen to produce methanol, okay, methanol and ethanol, they are similar. That's also fuel. Okay, so if we can produce that, then that is green methanol. So there is going to be a lot of demand, not only for pure hydrogen, but green ammonia, green methanol, even to produce kerosene. Okay, so there are different areas where we can use, because it is a long-term energy storage thing. Now, there is a lot of research taking place. This is one research paper which is produced by the CCG group. So, if you are interested, you can just take the title and then read. But this research group, they have identified 5 key gaps with reference to global research. The first thing is, which are the use cases? Just a hydrogen produce பண்ணும்போ எந்த யூஸுக்கு you are producing, okay, and where there will be scope, that you have to keep in mind. So whenever we do research, keep ultimately the application and also how do we produce. There are different technologies. Electrolysis itself is one process now. In that process itself, there are different types of electrolysis. So potential advancements that are happening in this electrolysis so that the cost gets reduced. As of now, hydrogen production science is established, but the cost is very high. The cost of hydrogen, green hydrogen, as compared to the hydrogen that is produced in the conventional way, the cost is almost 10 times high. That is why commercially it is not. So the key gap is how we can develop electrolyzers by which the cost you can bring down, or how you can improve the efficiency of your electrolysis process by which it can come down. And also another thing is hydrogen produced panna, what is the resource that is required? Water. So water shortage hydrogen production research plant hydrogen varada. So we should also look at the resources. Two key resources are required. One is water, another is electricity, clean electricity. If we run to of course we can. Luckily, our state is blessed with both. நமக்கு நிறைய தண்ணி இருக்கா? எங்க இருக்கு? Tamil Nadu has got surplus water. கடல் இருக்க இல்லையா? Sea water. Of course, sea water clean பண்ணி. So if you have lot of clean energy, solar energy or wind energy, we have great potential. In fact, our government has already understood this, and in our country, Tamil Nadu could be the first hydrogen hub. Okay, down south, Tamil Nadu, already actions are taking place where one industry has already initiated to produce hydrogen and export it to Japan. So which means this hydrogen is bringing a lot of opportunities for export. Okay, so already actions are taking place. So only thing is there are different options. Hydrogen produced, hydrogen export cheaper, or hydrogen ammonia மாத்தி export பண்ணணுமா, or methanol மாத்தி export பண்ணணுமா, the cost aspect, and also the geography of the hydrogen. Which other places are equally potential? How the global competition will come, and in the global competitive market, how we can win the business. So this is the big picture related to hydrogen. India at national level also has recognized its potential. We have a national hydrogen mission. We have a national hydrogen mission with all these goals, because we are committed globally that by 2070 we will become net zero. We should have methods. So we are also looking at hydrogen as one of the potential way by which we can meet our commitment of net zero, as well as energy security. Are we energy secure? India energy security means எல்லாருக்கும் தேவையான அளவுக்கு எனர்ஜி கொடுக்கணும் லெவல் இருக்கா? டெய்லி பவர் கட்டுதா இல்லையா? And our energy demand, will it remain same? It will increase. At least in next 20 years, our energy demand will increase at least 3 to 4 times. So இப்போவே பற்றாக்குறை இருக்க. So 3 to 4 times the energy e-vehicle மாத்திடுவாங்க இல்லையா? இல்லையா? It will happen in another 10 years, 20 years, all our transport system will get electrified. Now transport system is using 30% of the fossil fuel based energy. So that much electricity based energy demand is going to come. And when our cities are still not started growing, Okay, our cities only, now only we have started building the cities. So our energy demand will be drastically increasing. So by 2047, at least we should become energy secure. What is the importance of 2047? 100 years of our independence, like our institution of engineers celebrated 100 years. So our country, when it celebrates 100 years, we should become energy secure. That is our dream. And for that also, this hydrogen will be a key input. So there is a national green hydrogen mission. Okay. Nowadays, all the information is available in the web, so you can look at that. And in that mission also, there are a lot of opportunities. Pilot plants, large-scale plants, funding opportunities this mission is giving. In fact, we are focusing on 3 themes. One is demand creation, export demand or substitution of imports demand or domestic demand creation. There is one area where this mission is focusing. Another area where this mission is focusing is how we can create incentives for hydrogen supply. Okay, electrolyzer manufacture because nowadays China is leading in terms of electrolyzer supply and technology. So we should have local electrolyzer development, electrolyzer manufacture, and green hydrogen production, how we can incentivize the supply of system. So the green hydrogen mission has got strategies towards that. And it is also working on supporting enablers, key enablers. It has identified 6 areas which are required to enable this. Okay, which are the key areas? One, of course, renewable energy is a key enabler. R&D is another key support system. And ease of doing business related to this. Business people will come and start up and doing the business. Infrastructure, new regulation standards evolve. So, okay, so institution of engineers like that, bodies can develop regulation standards. We also require a lot of skill development. Engineers hydrogen hydrogen production plant work skills and knowledge needs to develop. So this mission is focusing on all these key areas and with key sectors, and it is focusing on different sectors, broadly 2 categories. One, hydrogen as a feedstock, and another, hydrogen as an energy carrier. So it also has got set targets by 2030, at least 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen annual production. Then we should have capacities of our electrolyzers, at least 60 to 100 gigawatt capacity, electrolyzer capacity should come. 2030 is not far off. Now we have only how many years more? 6 all these things, so that there is also a lot of employment opportunities, at least 6 lakh jobs and 8 lakh crores of investment, especially in shipping, transport, and producing steel in a green route. Steel, cement, high energy intensive. So that's the background of this hydrogen. Of course, hydrogen related, a lot of studies, surveys, and reports are published by different institutions. You can look at this report, which is recently published by the International Energy Agency, okay, Global Hydrogen Review 2024. What it says is global hydrogen demand is now 97 million tons. 2023, that much demand is there. And last 1 year itself, it has grown by 2.5%. Of course, current demand is in the traditional sector. Okay, but future demand, it will be drastically increasing, especially the demand will shift from the traditional or conventional methods of hydrogen production to low emission or green hydrogen based on the demand will be shifting. And when that demand shift happens, there will be need to develop efficient electrolysis. Electrolysis is one simple process, but in that itself, there are at least 10 electrolyzing, different types of electrolyzing. Electrodes different இருக்கலாம். Okay, membranes use பண்றாங்க, molten carbonates use பண்றாங்க. So there are different types of electrolyzers being developed. So this is one area where you people can focus, developing efficient electrolysis. I'm not getting into it, but those who are interested on electrolysis itself, there is a need to refine. So these are 5, of which this proton exchange membrane based thing, electrolyzer is the most promising thing. Okay, optimal solution as of now. Okay, but it also has got limitations. So you should look at the limitations of these different electrolyzers. This is another set of electrolyzers. So almost 10 categories of electrolyzers are there to produce this green hydrogen. Okay, and already China has developed. Okay, and as per this survey, China is the leader in producing these electrolyzers. So the plants, if you set up, mostly Chinese technology தான் வரும். So அதுக்கு முன்னாடி or அதுக்கு competitive-ஆ Indian technology, if we can develop, not in India, abroad also, we will have the potentials. And the cost of this current technology is high. So that is one big limitation. The cost should come down. Okay, so which means efficiency should increase, and government also has to facilitate. And there are certain countries where this clean energy is available as very cheap because of their location, especially Latin America, clean energy நிறைய இருக்கு. So those countries also will be competing and leading in these sectors. So the report படிச்சிருந்தா, those who are interested, you will get up to date what is the global status. But if you look at the report, basic summary of that is there are different factors which affect the potential location of hydrogen hubs. Mainly 4 factors. One is availability of resources, and key resources are renewable energy, water, and of course there are also additional resources which are required for sustenance. Infrastructure, power grid, gas grid, ports for export import purpose, roads, water desalination facilities, and the மாதிரி. So hydrogen production மட்டும் இல்ல, ஹைட்ரஜன் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணோம்னா அதுக்கு சப்போர்ட்டிங் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் வேணும், அது யூஸ் பண்ணதுக்குள்ள ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணணும், அதை டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் a big value chain that is being created. So don't think of hydrogen as electrolyzer alone or biohydrogen as just research to produce hydrogen. Okay, so there are different broad scope to hydrogen. Okay, so in that area you can try to get in, and only thing is which type of hydrogen will survive in long term. Only those route of hydrogen which we can produce with less emission of greenhouse gas. Okay, so as of now, the different, especially coal gasification, the carbon dioxide footprint is very high. That will get phased out, and electrolyzers, when it comes, more or less it is nil. Of course, nil na production will nil, but transportation. So we need to consider the things. So this also, as of now, where we stand with reference to the green hydrogen intensity, hydrogen production cost for different technologies எப்படி இருக்க, இதெல்லாம் இந்த global review reports available. So I will conclude. I think I have taken almost 1 hour, which is the time that is allocated to me. So which means I hope you got the connection how the hydrogen or biohydrogen or green hydrogen, how it is going to be connected with our future. Okay, in our future, okay, whether you work on hydrogen or not, we must work on systems which will deliver a climate compatible growth. And for that, the green hydrogen is one of the most possible route through which we'll be able to move towards that climate compatible growth. Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Can I ask a doubt?
please.
If we produce hydrogen through a fermentation method, how would the efficiency? Is it high or low?
See, as of now, fermentation route, as compared to this physical route, it is low. Okay. But there are advantages. For example, if there is a waste material, okay, waste up there, anaerobically, if it decomposes, then it will be emitting methane. Okay. Methane is 23 times stronger than carbon dioxide in terms of greenhouse gas emission potential. So, waste produce it is okay because that is also at par with the green hydrogen. Okay, it is carbon neutral. Okay, so whether you will be able to compete with the green hydrogen through hydrolysis route will be a question. Always it will be a combination, and there is potential to use wherever it is possible. But it's a biological system, anaerobic system. Those who have worked with anaerobic system, especially we said biohydrogen main route. Each route focus on a particular organism. And the organism which see theoretically lably developed easy, but practical consistent continuous produce Srinivasan but it is possible.
And sir, when we integrate photo and dark fermentation, will it increase the efficiency of hydrogen?
Yeah, it is reported to increase.
Okay.
But complexity also increases. You need to work with two biological systems.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. If you want to know about the triple CDM activities, please look at our website. If you are interested on CCG Connect, please get in touch with us. And this program will go for next 5 years. Okay, so next 5 years, there is scope for research support from the CCG project. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Dr. Kurian Joseph, sir. Definitely, I think it's a very important session because we all know the climatic change, how it is really happening. And every 3 months or every month, I think there's a disaster we are able to see in India. And definitely, Professor like Kurian Joseph was really working up, and definitely they're also seeing the solutions for it. So maybe the young generations who are here, definitely I think you have to get rid of it. And as sir said, many programs are going in Anna University, which is a research program, granted program. Definitely that kind of opportunity you have to use it. That is what IEA is organizing such a seminar in connecting the industry versus academic and the students. So thank you so much, sir. Definitely, I think important sessions of today. You made it in the post lunch, and really, definitely, I think there are so much of new openings you have derived, and maybe the students as well as the professors would have contacted you in the nearby for getting connected. So once again, can we give an applause to our Kurian Joseph sir for giving the wonderful session? Okay, so thank you. So I think we have come to the end of all the invited lectures, and maybe we are going to initiate the online paper presentation is going to start now. So I think people who are willing to continue, I think even we have a Zoom link which will be posted in the group also. And whoever been connected from not in Chennai, other than Chennai, people are going to get connected and they're going to initiate it. So we have a short break. I think tea is being served in the ground floor. So everybody can enjoy the tea, and whoever willing to continue for the online presentations to watch, you can be back here. Otherwise, tomorrow morning, same 9:30, I'll be back here. And all the paper presenters tomorrow, you have two sessions, and we have first invited talk from Engineer Sendil, who is the COO of Global Lab, from the industry perspective, how this augmenting of biohydrogen, bioethanol is going to be derived. He is going to give a presentation. So have a great day. Thank you. So tomorrow again we all meet, and we have a wonderful validatory where your certificates all will be given up, and continue the same journey and see that. I think we have a good tomorrow feedback as well as an interaction session. So whatever you have learned for past 2 days, recap it and bring it up in a good solutions, and you can able to place your records here so that you will find an opportunity in meeting the industry people and also an internship or kind of some other momentum with the industry people. Thank you so much.